Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? What's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And this is going to be a thought provocative video for the brothers that's heeding the Sysbm warning. Remember, as I pointed out, Sysbm is not a group, it is not an idea. It is not a path of secrecy that some people are following. Okay? It is an idea, but the idea is not rooted in stuff that men are supposed to do, not do, or this, that, and the other. Alright? Sysbm is about men being men, but free men, where nobody tells you what you need to do as a free man. But more than that, it is a warning for you, the Afro man, to save yourself. Because outside of other like-minded Afro men, we have no friends in the system. The melanated so-called woman of America is not our friend, but more or less an adversary. Think about it. This is somebody you can't talk to. You can't reason with. Somebody that puts you in the system, that every opportunity they get, they try to just eliminate you from everything. You have no rights. If anybody see you with the least bit of happiness, they'll come and snatch it away. Oh no, this is not a group. It is not a system. It is definitely a warning. So what do? Because the Most High said we are supposed to procreate, and this is what He created us for. Remember, all children come from the man through the woman. Children don't come from the woman. They come from the man. The man creates the seed in his loins, passes it to the woman so that it can combine with the egg and bring forth a child. Alright? But for so long, the importance of men have been neglected. Why? Because it suits the state. If the man is weak and they take away earning power from the man, then they could get these females to enslave the man. And they'll do it because they're being paid to, through the governmental systems like welfare. Think about it. Welfare, Section 8, housing. Hell, many of you had your stimulus checks taken from you and given to the mother because you lost a job or two. You lost income. Ooh, how about you had income on YouTube? Many of you brothers, right? That you were taking care of yourself. You were taking care of the community. You were taking care of the family. And then a bunch of BAWs went on Facebook, organized as a group, and decided to take all Afro men's channel down. I said this before, I'll say it again. The most severe form of racism that I, as an Afro man, has ever felt has come from the BAW, Black American Woman. Look who's tearing channels down. Look who's putting people in Facebook jail. Look who's taking away the ability for the Afro man to speak on these Facebook and YouTube channels. And they know what they're doing by giving them the power to do so. So, what do, brothers? For brothers who are tired of that mess and are serious about options, I present to you options. Alright? So, let me greet everybody real quick. Let's see. Talofa Lava Soifua, Geworden Hardugu da all the way to the bank. Was ist los? Bonjour, mes amis. Kedo bawani konnichiwa. Ni hao ni ama. Sani bonani jumbo horbai gani. Assalamu alaikum. Hola. And you know, I'm forgetting my Spanish people. So hola. And kamusta ka? And kamusta po kayo? All right, to my people out in the Philippines. Y'all be coming up pretty soon. All right, the other thing. Let me remind you, let's get the thumbs up. And let's do the comments. You know, because your thumbs up is important because it feeds the algorithm, as Viva Fry may say. All right, but it feeds the algorithm. All right, it keeps the channel alive, no matter how many BAWs try to destroy it. And for those that would like to help for what I am doing in the community, my Cash App and my PayPal me will be in the description box. Okay? Just go down there, click it, do it, and do it. You know, it tells you to do it. It's really that simple. Anybody that donates to this channel over $15 and send me their email to send me an email using my email address, which will be in the description box, I will send out a thank you to you. It has to be over $15 though. Alright? So that'll be my thank you for those that do that. And I'll keep doing this until I run out of stuff, then I'll come up with something else. Alright, so let's get this party started right. Let's get it started quickly. Alright, what I'm about to break down to you at this point is things that I learned based on my experience in traveling, my experiences in the military, what I saw of couples, alright, and my experience from out of the mouths of other brothers, alright. Now, in this is, like my channel, is geared to Afro men, because when people speak of things and their experiences in the mainstream, they don't have the Afro man in mind. They have the Caucasian man. Now, while saying it, if I'm saying this about Afro men, then you know it easier applies to Caucasian men. But when Caucasian men are talking, that does not translate easily to Afro men, because we got to deal with racism, we have to deal with colorism, all these things that the Caucasian people created by way of their systems in each versioning government as a result of the slave trade. All right, let's break that down real quick. So when I say this, that this is based on my experiences that Afro men are having, all right, I want y'all to understand that this is what works for us. If it works for us, it's automatically going to work for Caucasian men. But if something is working for Caucasian men, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for Afro men, because they don't have to worry about the colorism, the racism, or any other kind of thing. They are portrayed as the ones that have their hands on the leverage of money. All right? But when we travel as men, the playing field starts to even up when it comes to dating. So let's get into this real quick. All right, let's start with Brazil here. As we start with Brazil, one of the things that I want you to know is that when we add Brazil into the mix, one must understand that in my experiences, very beautiful women in general, but my experience is very possessive. If you get the one that's the wrong religion, they will think it is their purpose to turn you into their religion. The other thing is that the more melanated the woman becomes in Brazil, the more influenced she that mind, the more of an influence the mindset of the BAWs in the United States plays in their heads. All right. So I want you to understand this. All right. So when we talk about the Brazilian women, you are more likely as an Afro man in Brazil to develop a relationship, especially when we're talking about Sao Paulo and Rio. You're more likely to develop a relationship, or this is what the women are going to look like that will come for you. And I'm for real. Some of you that know my trips and stuff, y'all understand that this is kind of the hue. You may chase after the more melanated, but they're looking for the Caucasian, because that colorism is still a thing there within that population in general. All right. But if for any kind of long-term relationship, as I hate to use the term girlfriend type relationship, all right, you'll easily find one. But I have yet to meet guys, men in mass, that are willing to take these women past that. And there is a reason for that. While they take care of you when you their girlfriend and stuff like that, you still have that Western culture thing that in the back of the head, the back of these women's head, where they want to control you. They are very jealous. People from Brazil, the brothers, the men, get in an Uber. If you speak a little Portuguese and have a conversation, the men will openly discuss things. Now, that's the other thing I like about these women. You can have a conversation with them and they will listen. Now, whether they'll follow the advice, that's another story. But you can sit and have a conversation with them. It will not turn into an argument, even a critique, especially if the critique is spot on and they know it. It's an honest thing there. They will be aware of the faults. They may or may not care about what their faults are, but they will be aware of it. And again, when I say you can talk to them, this is what the women look like that you can talk to. The more melanated, the more difficult it is to talk to. They are to talk to. The more they are into the street life, the more difficult it is to have a conversation with. I'm talking about even in Portuguese. The mentality, the street life, melanated woman's mentality is the same as that of the BAW in the United States. And ironically, the street life, non-melanated woman, you still can have a conversation with. I wouldn't wife up or make that my permanent concubine, but nevertheless, at least you could talk to them and you can have that temporary liaison, if you know what I mean. All right. But the ones you may meet on the beach and stuff, they like relationships. All right. And so this is what I've learned about this place. All right. This is what I learned about Brazil. And these are beautiful women. These are beautiful women. You're talking about sexy? These are sexy, beautiful women. They'll put it on you. But, brothers, you got to be wise in dealing with these. I don't see too many guys wifing them. Concubines, maybe, but not wifing. All right? Because we've crept in, the BAW have crept in with that feminist stuff, and they try to take over the roles of men there, and it's not working so well. So they will be like, okay, we're just going to be the best feminine we can be. But there's free loving. They're like, the women are like, we're free to do anything we want. All right. Consequences they don't think about. Let's just be honest. All right. But if you want to have a conversation, a liaison, um, a concubine, this is your woman. I do not see a lot of people, a lot of dudes in Brazil wiping Brazilian women up. And there's a reason for that. Jealousy. Jealousy is the biggest problem. And by jealousy, I mean they want control over their men. All right. Next up, we have Mexico. All right. And now we're talking, from here on in, we're talking white material type. All right. The problem with Mexico is how far you have to track into Mexico to get away from the heavy racial influence of the United States and get to where you can find women like these. These women exist in the interior of Mexico. And again, I had a truck driving friend who recently passed, he was one of my viewers, right? He recently passed, and he had a woman in Mexico. We would talk a lot, and he had a lot of issues, and his woman in Mexico was there with him. The doctors were there with him. But again, he was in the interior of Mexico. All right. These are some beautiful women in Mexico. You got a lot of beautiful Afro women in Mexico. All right. But the problem here is how to get to them. You know, how to get to them. They are very, very difficult to get to because, you know, you got to first know where they are. It's not popular, right? Then once you get there, a lot of other guys will tell you, well, come here, but won't tell you how to get there. A lot of guys don't do what I do. Like, I meet people at the airport, make sure they're okay. Our biggest problem is, you know, the jealous travelers that want to keep everything to themselves, you know, all the information, and we don't help each other out the way Caucasians do. Caucasians will go somewhere, put up a how-to, the pitfalls, the dangers. I don't see too many of the dudes doing that. Literally welcoming other brothers the way Caucasian welcomes other Caucasians. All right. I see them exploiting other brothers. I see brothers exploiting brothers. Well, I don't see brothers. I see black men exploiting brothers. Right? But I don't see them helping. All right. So you got beautiful women in Mexico. Very beautiful. Right? And this is the Mexico you don't see. All right. They don't let you see this, but this is the Mexico you don't see. All right. Next up. Oh, let's talk about it. Colombia. All right. Now, when we talk about relationships, again, we're in the wifey type, like in Mexico. All right. And a lot of brothers are finding success in Colombia, whether they're melanated or less melanated than this. A lot of brothers are finding that when a Colombian woman wants you and likes you, she likes you and wants you. It's not like in the United States that just because a BAW get the shaboing boing and give you some, as they say, it doesn't mean she likes you. It means that she's using what she got to get what she wants from you. And it's not you. It might be that 9-month later package so that they can hem you up for the next 18 years. It might be temporary thing. it might be a way into your crib so that they can bring their real boo over, Pookie and Ray Ray and them, and rob you. All right. The BAWs are such a risk for a good Afro man and are so past the worth of taking that risk that when you look somewhere else, you can't equate them on average with the BAW. Now, if you're messing in them clubs and stuff like that, all brothers will give you warnings about the clubs everywhere you go, especially if you're American. But if you're looking for something serious and you run into it here, you'll have something serious. I had a friend that I was stationed with at Fort Gordon. We was working in the blood bank, and he had a Colombian wife. And I mean, beautiful woman. He wasn't the most in shape dude either. Understand, he did not have a six-pack. He was not 6 feet, and he was, dang, I outranked him. I was his sergeant. You see what I'm saying? But he could take care of his woman. That's what they're about. Can you take care of me? Roof over the head, food on the table, and raise the children up with a good culture that's not involved in drugs. They'll bring you your beer if you drink that, right? But none of these women want their children to develop into drug users or dealers the way you see these women do here in the U.S. And we're not saying all the women do that in the U.S., but we're saying that if you walk into most houses in apartment complex, this is what you're going to see in the U.S. A bunch of women with their friends and their Pookies and Ray Rays smoking that stuff around their children, rolling it around their children. I had a few come over my house when I was when I had another woman as a mate. One of her friends come over, and her friend was talking about, "Ooh, we need to rob him," and my girl at the time told me. All right, the other woman then went to my table, decided that she's gonna roll some stuff in the swisher. I was like, "No, take that garbage out of my house. I don't do that." Well, you should let. I'm a guest. This woman literally said, "I'm a guest, so you should allow me to roll stuff and do what I want to do in your house." This is the mentality of the BAW, but not the mentality of these women here. All right. Again, Colombian, beautiful, right off the chain beauty. Ain't no doubt about it. Beautiful. All right. This is what you get. All right. This is the regular woman and the club woman. This is what they look like. All the pictures that you're seeing here is what these women look like for real, for real. Next up, we have the Philippines. Philippines ain't no joke, y'all. These are beautiful women. And not only are they beautiful women, they look for husbands. They are liberally looking for husbands. Understand this. A brother, now the Colombia, Brazil, the Philippines, I have people from the channel that's in these places, and we have discussions, we have phone conversations. I have conversations with their lady friends for things that they might need. Being that, one, I deliver stuff for one of the brothers here in Brazil. So I know his lady friend. If I need to take something down, he's going down there. He could leave stuff for me, like soccer balls, like a whole bag. He could leave over her house. All right, we've done this. Or he could have the NGO pick them up. All right, in the Philippines, One of the brothers, he's talking to a woman that's a teacher. All right. So I have conversations with the teacher and understand that what they need there, because she teach in the poorest places, and so she's telling me they need uniforms. So when I go to the Philippines, we'll try to navigate that. Again, all this is going to depend on donations and everything, but I would like to help as much as I can. And so I'm trying to develop a plan for how we do in the Philippines. Now, in the same token, while I'm doing this, it's making the brothers look good. I guess that's why these females kept shutting my channel down, kept flagging my videos down. Because brothers are looking good in that people see us as somebody that are just going down there wanting more than just the physical confrontation. That we want more than that. That we're looking for concubines. We're looking for wives. I don't say girlfriends. Because really, scripturally, they're called concubines. Someone you want to take care of, but you're not going to wife. All right. But then, because she has a child from some other man or something, whatever the reason, right? But they want to be wives. All right. I want y'all to understand this. They want to be wives, right? And they are fine as all get out. Now, I've seen a lot of brothers in the military that picked up good wives. Somebody had the saying that said, happy husband, happy wife, happy life. But then that got changed to happy wife, happy life. All right. In my experiences in the military, I've understood the Filipinos that believed in happy husband, happy wife, happy life. Right. I've rarely seen a Filipino divorce an Afro man. Period. Period. Matter of fact, I can't recall any divorce. I know of one, and I'm not sure she was married to an Afro man. All right. David Chappelle went off to Africa and back, and he was happy. All right. His wife was there. This one in the brown, she has a shape on her. I would be happy with that. You know why? Because I want to be happy. I don't want to be in the struggle and fight. All right. These women have a lot going for them outside of just their beauty. All right. They genuinely love Afro men. How am I going to let that pass? Right? Why would I let that pass? One would kind of be a fool, huh? At the end of the day, all right, our problem is this, that these have never been our friend. All right. These got into the worship of themselves, and they only saw us as a tool to worship them. And let's be clear, we're not supposed to worship people that want to be idols. They are not trying to make you happy as an Afro man. Matter of fact, they have caused more damage to us as Afro men and are too much of a risk. Let them burn in that burning house that they've created for us. All right? The betrayal is too much. The risk is too great. Let them welcome themselves to that wall. All right? And allow the simps to hit it with them. But for those Sysbm men, we have options. Let's start exercising them. These are just some suggestions. With that said, I'm out.